Joining me now is Xilinx CEO Moshe Gavrielov. Welcome here to Bloomberg West.
Hi, Emily.
So first of all, let's start. How is a programmable chip different from just a regular chip?
Well, most chips have a very fixed function. They're used to do one thing and one thing only. Xilinx chips are actually flexible. They can be changed. They can be used to do a variety of things. And that's why we're actually used in so many applications. And the variety that you talked about, automotive, entertainment, consumer products, communications products, they all use Xilinx chips in different ways.
Now, you guys just reported earnings.
Yes.
Certainly seem to be impacted by weakness in the wider economy. What kinds of trends are you seeing in chip demand?
Generally, there's a little slowdown in terms of the communications market, which is about half of our business. We think that that is mostly driven by inventory trends, and the long-term trends, which basically have the markets that we're addressing grow, are secularly there, and we expect to continue to grow in a much broader market than we have before.
Hey, Moshe, let me ask you, I want to drill down a little bit at some of the sectors you sell into. What's going on with automotive? Obviously, the content of silicon in cars is increasing, but what do you see the real drivers there?
Well, definitely in infotainment. When you look at what is happening in cars and the percentage of the value of the car that is in electronics, it's growing, and a lot of it is there to enable communications, infotainment, things of that sort. So think of cars today, they're almost like a mobile office, and you can legally do a lot of things there, and hopefully you stick to the legal things that you can do and you don't do the communications when driving. But think of all of the other people. They can watch movies, they can communicate, they can plan things while they're in the car. All of that requires tremendous electronics content, and we actually have a significant investment in that area. And our new product, the Zinc product line, is actually targeted specifically at that.
I guess my question is that happening faster or slower than you would have expected right here at the end of 2011?
It's happening faster, and it used to be only at the high-end automobiles, but now even if you rent a mid-range car, you actually can get very significant electronics and capabilities in the mid-range cars. So that transition from the high-end to the mid-range and over time to the low-end is accelerating. And within 5 years, even the automotive industry, which doesn't necessarily move very quickly and has very long qualification cycles, nonetheless, we're seeing the penetration of electronics accelerate in that place. And it's a new area of focus for us. It's still a small portion of our business, but we have high expectations going forward.
Now
Europe
earlier,
Go ahead, Cory.
Sorry, Emily, please go ahead. So earlier this week we had PowerWave reported.
Europe was the worst area for most chip companies.
Yes.
In your case, though, Europe was flat. North America was actually down. Why is that?
Well, we play in numerous markets, and in Europe we have a commanding position in terms of wireless communications, and our big European wireless communications customers actually are doing extremely well. They're selling to Verizon, AT&T, etc., as they're upgrading their systems, and that we benefited from that trend.
So let me ask, I'm sorry, before. So communications, very interesting. Earlier we got PowerWave results. When PowerWave results came out, they were so disappointing. The stock got crushed. I was wondering if we'd start to see a similar reaction from other component makers in communications. You guys didn't have that. What's your feeling about the strength of the communications sector build-out?
We see a trend which is called insatiable bandwidth. As you know, you talked a lot about the iPhone. That is driving huge bandwidth requirements because everyone is interfacing with the internet and accessing data, and we have the data plans that are actually now being throttled back. All of that generates tremendous need for wireless communications and wired communications, and we play in several of those markets, and there is a transition where more and more of these products actually have FPGAs, which Xilinx invented and is the lead player in, as the core technology there. So we expect that market to continue to be our largest market going forward, both on wired and wireless communications.
All right. Moshe Gavrielov, CEO of Xilinx. Thanks for joining us here.
Thank you.
On Bloomberg West.